Eisen, the Color Revolution guys, and we want to tee up the audience, have been noticeably quiet over the last 24, 48 hours. That means that listen, folks, like Mike Tyson says, everybody's got a strategy until they get punched in the mouth. You punch them in the mouth. They weren't expecting this. They weren't expecting the broad-based coalition. They weren't expecting the 312. They weren't expecting the popular vote. So not that it'll give us a mandate, but they're on their back foot right now.
Yeah, I don't think it's necessarily a good silence in the sense that they're conspiring, they're plotting. I know we always say it's the primal scream of a dying regime, though maybe after that clip we just played, it's the primal cackle of a dying regime, and good riddance, and thank God for that. But yeah, Norm Eisen, Mark Elias, people who've never found an issue they don't want to tweet about, grift off of, they have been radio silent. But I want to sort of broaden this out because it's not that the so-called resistance, that was of course the 2016 term, has gone to sleep. I want to read some headlines just to sort of get a sense of the news cycle right now. Leading in the Washington Post opinion section, the second resistance to Trump must start right now. A story from Fast Company, Trump resistance begins with over 100 progressive groups gathering Thursday. So these are all the Soros funded, whether it's the labor types.
And this is the one that Reek, and the cabinet secretary under Clinton, is pushing on
The Guardian.
And The Guardian. Tell us about that, because they're having a gathering of the tribes right at the box. That's on Friday, correct?
Well, and it's quite interesting because they put the caveat, a peaceful but determined resistance, because they know for 4 years they were laying the groundwork as to how pushing back against a president. But I do think where we really have them on the back foot particularly comes to the fact that even if they thought Trump could eke out a victory, they certainly didn't think he would win the popular vote, right? And I think so much
that killed their narrative last night,
right? So much of their resistance narrative hinges on this concept, right, that we need a national popular vote, that the Electoral College is a relic of the past. But they're particularly focused. They have the typical, jargon about workers' rights and all the economic issues and blah, blah, blah. But it's
which they've never done anything about when they had the power in office. They don't ever worry about
And Bernie Sanders
workers.
said as much in his statement about the election, blasting Kamala Harris, saying this is what happens when Democrats ignore workers and workers' rights. But the issue that they're also really, really gassed up about is the mass deportations and immigration. And like we've always said and maintained on this show, we like our border bills opposed, protested, and sued on behalf of the ACLU, SPLC, ADL, all those wonderful groups. And that's why the bipartisan border bill, we don't like it here.
Can you get, let's play Caroline Levitt again. Caroline, and I love the fact she went on Maria Bartiromo's morning show and threw down hard. And this is my point when I talk to people behind the scenes and say, hey, look, you got to get on point on this mass deportations. And I was on the David Sachs. In fact, if